There's a fire burning inside that few can see. It's a restlessness that keeps you awake at night. That nagging voice whispering, "Is this all there is? Am I really cut out for this?" You feel the weight of expectations crushing down, the endless noise of advice and frameworks promising shortcuts, yet none truly cutting through the fog. Leaders, founders, investors, they all carry the same kind of pain. The pain of knowing deep down that what's being handed to you, comfort, rules, traditions, consensus culture, isn't designed to lift you up. It's designed to keep you small, predictable, manageable, safe. But safety has never built anything worth remembering. The real truth, the brutal and electrifying truth that shakes you to your core, is that leadership doesn't come from ticking boxes or following someone else's playbook. It's not about charisma, or the perfect elevator pitch, or mastering the latest management fad. It's not about endless hustle without reflection. It's not about fitting in. It's about breaking out. And that's scary, because breaking out means standing alone sometimes, being misunderstood, risking everything. Yet every great leader, those rare sparks who change worlds, share one thing, one trait that burns brighter than any strategy or skill, and it demands everything you've got. This trait isn't taught in business schools. You won't find it in a how-to guide. It's not something you can fake or shortcut. It's raw and real and unsettling. It's the refusal to be comfortable, to accept what the world presents as truth, to reject the easy path and question everything, yourself, the systems, the stories you've been told. This trait is defiance. It's the relentless fire of refusal to settle for less than your full becoming. Look around. The world is full of people pretending to lead, parroting recycled ideas, dressing up mediocrity as success. They tell you it's about building companies, stacking money, hitting milestones. But that's just the surface. Underneath, they serve the system. The system that prefers zombie workers over wild creators, that rewards compliance over courage. The system that whispers, play safe, follow the rules, blend in. It kills the self, the true self, that aches to do something different, to do something real. So what do you do when the world insists on packaging you as just another cog? How do you stand when the comfort zone feels like a cage? The answer lies in owning your sovereignty, the simple but savage act of recognizing your own will as your weapon. There's a moment when leadership transforms from a title into an act, a way of being. When you stop asking for permission to be who you are and instead craft your reality with your own hands. Not waiting for others to validate you, but moving forward on raw belief in your vision, your values, and the fire that burns inside you. Imagine leadership as a mountain. Too many climb the same path, following behind others, shuffling in footsteps worn by millions. But the true leaders blaze their own trail, rough, steep, unknown. It's exhausting, lonely, often terrifying, but it's the only way to the peaks from which you see new horizons. From there, you understand that progress does not come from the middle, from the majority clinging to the familiar. It comes from the edges, from the few who refuse comfort, reject consensus, who risk everything for change. That's not just ambition, it's a revolution of the self. It's rewiring your mind to question every assumption. Why? The world says success looks like this. Why? The voices in your head echo doubts planted by others. Why? Settling is the slow death of potential. This is the refusal to let your mind be softened by easy answers. It means embracing discomfort as your ally, not enemy, because it signals that you're growing, changing, breaking patterns. And here's the paradox. This trait, this defiant refusing to settle, requires patience. The world is loud. It demands instant results, quick gratification, viral moments. But true transformation, the kind that builds legacies, takes time. It's a long, brutal game, where consistency becomes your weapon against chaos. It's in showing up day after day, refining your vision, shedding what no longer serves. It's the quiet grind behind the grand moves, and that's where most stop, because endurance is rare. But you? You don't just want to succeed. You want to become, to fully embody leadership on your own terms. Now the hardest part. You can't do this alone. The world has no place for the exceptional, because the exceptional are dangerous. They disrupt, they question, they threaten the ease of the system. And so the exceptional get isolated, misunderstood, fragmented. Isolation kills brilliance faster than failure ever could. That's why connection with the right few is a secret weapon. Not crowds, not noisy networks, but a fierce alliance of rare minds who burn at the same intensity, who challenge, complement, and elevate each other. Where difference is not erased, but honored. Where contrast builds strength, not division. This network is the soil where the seeds of radical leadership take root and grow into something unstoppable. Being part of this isn't about comfort or popularity. It's about raw alignment with those who refuse the status quo as much as you do. It's about being desperate enough to find your tribe, those few who get you, not because they agree, but because they see the fire and recognize it in themselves. It's where you shed the garments of borrowed identity and craft a tribe that doesn't demand conformity, but fuels your becoming. This is the single trait every great leader shares: the relentless refusal to submit to the easy, the average, the safe. It's the brutal love for growth at any cost. It's understanding that leadership is not a position, but a constant act of rebellion against limits. Limits imposed by others, and limits you've accepted yourself. It's holding your own will, like a sword, in a world that wants to dull you. When you embrace this, the struggles, the loneliness, the self-doubt, the chaos, become proof that you're moving beyond the hollow comforts of the past. Those pains are your alchemy, your burning away of illusion. You become sovereign, not because you hold a title or a paycheck, but because you refuse to hand over your power. You transform your reality, rewriting what leadership means from the inside out. This is not a gentle process. It's messy, agonizing, and relentlessly demanding. But nothing that's worth anything ever comes easy. The world will try to seduce you with comfort, stability, easy answers. Don't fall for it. The greatest freedom is found in the unyielding commitment to yourself, in the savage clarity of who you really are beneath all the noise. So if there's a quiet flame inside you that can't be put out, if you hear that call to stop living a borrowed life and start something only you can create, this message is for you. You don't have to wait for permission or perfect conditions. The trait you need is already inside, but it only works if you feed the fire, if you link arms with the rare few who spark your becoming. This isn't about comfort. It's about liberation, not in promises, but in action, not in theory, but in endless, stubborn, fiery practice. True leadership is the art of living unchained. It is the rebellion that refuses to settle, the patient warrior that outlasts the noise, the connected spark that ignites a forest of change. If you want to lead like the greats, you must become the defiant flame in a world of waiting shadows. You must stop being a prisoner of illusions and start being the architect of your own future. This is the one trait that sets them apart. It's the refusal to be tamed. And that refusal? That is the single most powerful thing any leader can ever have.